we're studying COVID-19's impacts on under-resourced and underrepresented college students at Mason. So we're gathering together 155 people from campus, and we're doing in-person interviews. And we're trying to get about half a sample as under-resourced or represented, and then half as the majority population, and then comparing the impacts mentally, socially, psychologically, behaviorally, even beliefs we're looking at to see how they have differed.
We learned it as part of the project. We did about a week-long boot camp. They just walked us through what are these interviews going to look like, what is good interviewing practice, here are the questions that you're going to be asking, and get comfortable with them because you're going to be working with them for a while, and also the software that we're using.
We actually subgrouped everyone into 4 different groups. So we have a housing security, and we have substance use, and a couple of other groups like mental health, LGBTQ+, mental well-being. And so they're all writing research papers together and studying this specific topic within the overarching study. And then they're also the front line for interviews.
We are currently doing a lot of one-on-one interviews with Mason students where we get to ask them about how COVID has impacted them economically, socially, academically. And we will be using those to study how different groups of students, different demographics, ages, things like that, reported being economically impacted during the pandemic.
We compiled a ton of questions at the beginning of the Summer Teams Info Project. Each of us with our own individual topics, we've all tailored a specific question, and then we just added it to the group questionnaire, and these are all the questions that we present to all the participants.
Part of the research questions I asked, have they seeked out resources from Mason? And a lot of them have said no, actually, that they don't know they existed. And I was like, interesting, really? So I've had a few people say that they didn't know Mason had any resources that they could take advantage of. And I'm like, yes, there are a lot that you can. So hopefully Mason will learn how to show these students it's available.
I'm hoping that it will be used, that George Mason can look at all of the data that we've collected and all of the research questions and be able to form different interventions for students to let students know that the university is here to support them, be it mental health or getting connected to different financial resources within the community.
I think awareness is a big one, that more people will become aware of mental health issues and how substance use and alcohol can have a big impact on a person, especially during isolation or during boredom, stressful times, and just bring awareness, and hopefully that we can come together as a community.
And then after we finally gather all this and then do the analysis, we're hoping to implement an intervention on campus to help these students with whatever they need. So we're working on a digital health solution app that we can provide to the students free of cost, which is a result of this project.
I hope that this gives a human side to the data that's been reflected in Mason, and I know that the administration's been talking about there's been an economic impact, there's been an academic impact, but I think it's really interesting to see and really pertinent to see our students are struggling, and I'm hoping that the detail and the nuance that we're getting through these interviews will help us provide solutions and support to students that may be lacking or maybe just being developed.
I'm just really grateful that I'm able to do this because it's definitely something that hits home to me. I'm also part of the underrepresented population at Mason, and seeing how other people have been impacted by the pandemic truly makes me feel like I'm doing something for not only the college students on campus, but for all the college students in the state as well.